I know you want to hold that off. I want to rewind to last night. Okay.
Okay.
When
Okay.
we talked about the Chinese billionaire that lost $2 million in 10 minutes. What was even more interesting to me was before that, you said that Ahmad Bradshaw was to your left, Cap is to your right. Who else was there? Like, did you just happen to run into them, or are these like your boys that you hang out?
I ran into Kaepernick.
Uh-huh.
I ran into him earlier that day. He was getting smashed on the baccarat table, and I jumped on with him. And this is like my second day ever playing baccarat. I had already won.
And you're just
I had already won the night before. Because so here's the story. I got to Vegas. Within like 10 minutes, I lost like 20,000 on blackjack.
How they do you.
I was so pissed off. I was unusually pissed about this. I don't usually get pissed, but I was unusually pissed because it happened. I hadn't even gone up to my room yet.
Right.
Like,
right.
So I was like, you know what? I'm not playing blackjack anymore. I've had it. My homeboy was telling me, yo, you need to play baccarat because another friend of mine was Ty Lawson. And Ty Lawson was like, I mean, this dude he won like $2 million at the MGM the last time I was in Vegas on baccarat. But I was like, man, I'm good on that. I'm going to stay right here in the Cosmo.
Yeah, it's a new game. You have to learn it and all that. You know, there's going to be a fine for learning the game, right?
So I remember that.
Okay.
And I like go and sit at the baccarat tables right behind the blackjack tables. And this is like in the high limit area at the Cosmopolitan. And I'm sitting there and there's this nerdy looking guy. He's sitting there. He's got male pattern baldness down the middle. And, you know, I'm sitting down. I'm like, you know, I just can't do blackjack anymore. And he's like, don't worry, man. Sit next to me. We're going to make good money. I'm like, I don't even know how to play this. He's like, don't you worry. I gotcha. He's like, how much you down? I'm like, 20,000. He said, I'm down 240, but I don't give a damn because I haven't lost a dime until I have to leave. I'm like, does make sense.
Okay.
He's like, I'll teach you how to play it. Dude, when I got off that table, I had won 44,000. I was like, baccarat. So the next day, I'm going to the casino. There's Kaepernick sitting at the table, the same table that I had won at the night before. So I was like, all right, let me sit down and I'm gonna play something. I'm gonna play with these cats. They're getting smashed. I seen it. As soon as they're, and I could tell they really don't know what they're doing either. But me winning the money I won, now I think I'm a fucking expert.
Right. That's how Vegas works, right? Yeah.
So I sit down, I start playing, and I tell them, I say, hey, just play with me. Play how I play.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, 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 boom. For like 20 minutes, all we're doing is winning. So they're hyped. They're like, oh, hell yeah. We're dapping each other up. Like,
yeah. You're like, fuck you, dealer. Fuck you.
Yeah. Tipping.
Here's
like, here's 500. And, you know, me and him trading info. And, you know, we stayed there for maybe like an hour, 15 minutes. Then I left. And I had already hit up Ahmad because I found out he was in town. So I called him and was like, hey, you know, come to the Cosmo. Let's kick it. So he was like down to his last like 5 or 10,000 to gamble with because he had already been down like 20. So, you know, we're sitting up there at this blackjack table. You know, I hit up Cap, I hit up Ahmad, and then we met up at this was probably like 11 o'clock at night. We go up to the high limit.
Yeah, you're just getting started in Vegas at 11.
Oh man,
that's the beginning of the night.
So, you know, everybody's kind of like, let's play for a little bit, then we're gonna go out. But it ended up, we just sat there and played until like 6, 7 in the morning.
Yep.
We're just playing.
It was the no windows, man. They get you with the no windows.
No windows. We were like, you know, everybody's having a good time. And I swear, dude, when this Chinese dude walks up and he's got big orange chips, and those are 25,000 a chip. And we're over here with our little yellow ones that are 1,000 a chip, thinking we're playing big, playing 3,000.
Right. Yeah.
You know, we win a little bit. We're going back and forth. Dude, this dude comes in. He puts down, he came in, he had some orange chips in his hand. He puts them down. and it's like 125,000, and we're like, we all slide our chips back.
Yeah. You're like, all right, let this man have the table
back a little bit, and we're like, go ahead.
Right.
He just looks at us. He's got his little fedora hat on. He just looks at us, gives a little head nod, points at the pit boss. Dude, they bring this dude $1 million in chips. $1 million in chips. He didn't even say nothing. He just pointed. He didn't speak no English. And so they got, his students got $1 million in chips, 175,000 on the next hand of Baccarat. Loss. And we're like, that's like almost $200,000. He just lost. And we're looking at the little chart and we're like, he should be playing something else. But then we're like, but he's Chinese.
Right. It's not bothering him.
Yeah,
right?
He knows what he's doing. We're not going to say a word. This guy sat there and kept going. He lost that $1 million. He lost $1 million. He got another $1 million. Walked to a different table. Played like one hand, two hands there, then came back to ours. And we haven't even played a hand. We're looking at him like,
let's watch this dude.
And he plays on our table and loses the rest of that second $1 million. And he had this look on his face, like, it wasn't a look of like pure anger, but it was like annoyance. Like he was annoyed.
He was like, God damn it,
and
another $2 million today.
The assistant he had with him had a little binder, and he would speak to her, and then she would say something to the pit boss. And there was like 8 pit bosses that followed this guy as he walked, and he was walking around this rounded corner, and we could hear him mumbling something. He sounded fucking pissed when he was mumbling in Chinese.
He's just walking away though. He's like, I guess I have to raise the rent on one of my slums and get that extra $4 million back.
Dude, when he got around that corner, I swear to you, every single one of us at that table, the dealer, the pit boss, everybody playing, we busted out laughing so hard. We were like, what the fuck was he doing? What is this guy doing? He's an idiot. Like, look at all the money he lost. What are you doing? And he just
$2 million though.
I mean, we were just like, it was like the Twilight Zone. We're like, what is he doing?
Could you imagine where were you staying? Where was this at? The Cosmo?
This is at the Cosmopolitan.
Could you imagine his accommodations though? If you roll in 2 million, if you're just betting 2 million, like in 10 minutes,
and they brought him that money. That's like that's a marker. They brought him to 2 million. So he's got his credit is
You've seen what is it in Atlantis in the Bahamas, the Bridge Suite, right?
Yeah.
That's probably where he was staying, like whatever the equivalent of that is.
I was staying in a bungalow, and I think that he must have been in the presidential.
I remember